Though you will see click to continue and replay buttons in this video, these features are not supported by this format. You may want to pause the video when you see these buttons. If you want these features and the supplemental slides and files that correspond to the video, then enroll in the course at biztricks.us. I begin the optimization topic with indexing. Using the table's indexes is likely the most important thing you can do to optimize your query. I'll say that again. Using the table's indexes is likely the most important thing you can do to optimize your query. Indexing is a topic that probably deserves its own course. I'm not going to get deep into the details, but I'll use a very simple example to illustrate the concept. For those of you who are old enough to remember the card catalog at the library, then this will seem familiar. I have a long list of numbers. How do I find the number 225? I start at the top and I do the comparison until I find what I'm looking for. Is 1 equal to 225? No. Is 2 equal to 225? No. And so on. In this example, my numbers are in ascending order and increment by 1. I would need to perform 225 comparisons to find the number 225. Applying an index would organize this data in a balanced way so that finding the number I want is much quicker. One way to do this would be to organize the data into groups and create metadata about those groups. I've organized my groups into pages. I have 6 pages for illustration. The metadata tells me that page 1 has numbers 1 to 50, page 2 has numbers 51 to 100, and so on. How do I find the number 225 using this metadata? I begin by searching the page's metadata. Is 225 between 1 and 50? No. Is 225 between 51 and 100? No. And so on. On the 5th comparison, I reach the page where 225 is located. Now I can compare the numbers on this page to 225. Is 201 equal to 225? No. Is 202 equal to 225? No, and so on. This method took 30 comparisons to find the number 225, 5 comparisons to get to page 5, and 25 comparisons to get to 225. The non-indexed way took 225 comparisons. The indexed way took 30 comparisons. That's a massive improvement on the time and resources needed to find what I want. SQL Server takes care of managing how to balance the data within the index. You don't need to worry about this, and your database administrator will manage creating the correct index. The logical question now becomes, how do I know if my table has an index and how do I use it? Open the object browser and navigate to your table. Expand the table and navigate to the indexes folder. If your table has an index, it will show up here. I hope your organization follows a common naming convention to understand which fields are indexed. For example, this index is prefixed with PK for primary key, followed by the table name and the indexed field name. The retail calendar table is indexed on calendar date ID. By definition, primary keys create a clustered index. A clustered index orders the data for this field. Not everyone will follow a style guide for naming indexes, so you can look up the index using the sp_help command.